I was born in early Ontario after my parents had immigrated from the Philippines. In the Philippines, my father was a civil engineer and my mother graduated with a commerce degree, and both would have done exceptionally well had they stayed, but I believe they wanted a better life for their future children, so they decided to move to Canada. The decision to move to Canada was a difficult one because they would be leaving all their friends and their family, but they wanted their future children to have the opportunities that they weren't exposed to living in the Philippines. So upon arrival in Canada in 1972, potential employers weren't keen on giving new immigrants significant roles within their company. New to the country and eager to work, they settled on jobs that were not necessarily fulfilling for them or related well to their education, but they needed to work to provide for their family. With jobs secured, they decided to start their family. 3 years later, my sister came, and I came shortly after. Growing up in a middle-class family, my parents tried to instill certain values in us about money. Because we didn't have much, we needed to learn how to manage it effectively. I can remember when my father said to me, "Son, it's not important how much money you have, it's how you manage what you do have that's important." Living within one's means is a lot easier said than done, and the vast majority of us aren't able to. My parents actually excelled at it. As I grew older, I realized what a significant sacrifice my parents had made by picking up and leaving everything they had in the Philippines to move here. My parents worked the majority of their lives in jobs that were not necessarily fulfilling or challenging, and did so without complaining and showing us their frustrations. They worked every day as hard as they could to provide for us, to put food on the table, make sure we were clothed, and had a roof over our heads. Knowing what they sacrificed motivates me to have a better life for myself and my own family. It would be disrespectful to my parents to live a complacent life and not try to challenge myself in order to have a better life for my family. In high school, I worked part-time as a bank teller to earn some spending money. Now, working in a bank, I was surrounded by money, literally and figuratively. It was at that time that I had realized that people with a lot of money weren't necessarily better off than people who had a little bit of money. These people with a lot of money either had little debt or a lot of debt. And the people without a lot of money may have had a lot of debt or a little amount of debt. It was then that I began to realize that people with a lot of money weren't necessarily better off. It was as if they were not managing well what they had. From that point, I knew that I wanted a career helping people with their finances. Thanks to my parents, I've grown up understanding the value of a dollar, that achievements made from hard work are more gratifying, and with a proper plan in place, a humble beginning can lead to a fortunate end. It are these tools that make me successful in my career as a financial advisor.